Well, it's happened. The end of the Culver Geometry course is here, and it's time to get ready for the glass geometry workshop. Hans Schepker will be here next week to help you build one of these magnificent geometric structures. We'll take care of our materials much like we did during the Heinz Strobel Snapology build. Your assignment tonight is to learn to foil one glass piece. So you'll be given one bag that contains one of 77 congruent triangles and enough foil to get around that triangle with a little bit left over. It's important that you clean the glass that you're foiling. It is important to get dust off so that the foil, which is really just tape on one side, copper on another, it is important that you remove any particles, any skin oils, anything that will keep the tape from sticking. So use a paper towel or a rag to clean your glass. And when you take the foil tape out of the bag, you'll notice that there's a backing, a paper backing that covers the sticky side. You want to touch the sticky side as little as possible, so use the edge of a nail to expose the sticky side. And we're going to show you two methods for foiling the triangle. Mr. Schepker may ask you to start at one vertex, or he may ask you to start in the middle of an edge. So depending on the structural piece you're working on, you're going to want to wait for directions on where to foil it. For this first example, we're going to start close to a vertex. So you expose the sticky side of the tape, and you work on centering this piece of glass right in the middle of that thin tape. Apply a little bit of pressure, and this will allow you simply to rotate your triangle, in this case, around 360 degrees, keeping that triangle in the center of the tape. 360 degrees plus a little bit more. You want to overlap your tape by about 1/4 of an inch at the end, and then carefully cut the extra off. So now the foil is on the glass. You'll be asked to rub your finger around all three edges. In order to get rid of any gas, bubbles, or overlap. After rubbing your finger around all three edges, you're going to pinch each edge. To adhere the glass to the face, the surface around the edge and onto the face of the triangle. And it's important that the tape sticks, because this is what holds the sculpture together. If we're building a chandelier, this will hang over people's heads. As you know, the one in the classroom hangs over our heads every day. We want to make sure that these joints are structurally sound. So the tools you have with you for this homework assignment are the piece of glass and the foil. You'll need to find a paper towel or a rag, and you'll want to press the foil tape onto the edges of the triangle and also onto the faces. When you come to class and start the workshop, which will start Tuesday, you'll be introduced to a roller. And the roller will adhere the tape a little further. So let's get that step demonstrated for you. with your piece flat on its face on the mat, you put a little pressure on the side or the edge, and then you bring the roller up onto the face. So you're never pressing too hard. We want to make sure the glass doesn't break. And this is a lot like when you put the film protector on the cover of your cell phone. You just want to remove any bubbles, and you want it to lie nice and flat on the face of the triangle as if it were part of the glass itself. And this is what a completed piece looks like. It's nice and smooth, and it will, now we have an edge on which we can solder. So that was a demonstration of the foil attached to starting at a vertex. Let's do one more for you where we'll start in the middle of an edge. When you've completed your triangle, put your foiled triangle back in the baggie with your extra foil. You should have about 1/4 inch left. We will be saving waste from this building project. Write your name on the baggie and bring it to the workshop. These triangles will become the bases for the centerpieces that we're going to try to build in time for the Parents' Weekend auction in, I believe it's the spring of 2017. So now the artist is starting the foil tape in the middle of the edge in case there's a type of structural piece that Hans would like started on in the middle of an edge. So now the overlap won't be at a vertex, it'll be in the middle. Again, you want to overlap about 1/2 inch and then trim off what's left over without ending at an edge. Then you're going to run your finger around all 3 edges with just a little bit of pressure. These pieces have been prepared so that the sharpest edge, the cut edge of the triangle, has been ground off. It's still a dangerous edge, so be careful. But the grinding and the foil that covers the sharp edge should protect you from being cut. So this is precise work. It's careful work, and we will be making hundreds of components for the sculpture together. So you might be foiling around bead. The beads are especially difficult to clean because they have a packing grease on them. So cleaning is really important, soap and water and drying. There may be abstract pieces with many edges that you'll be foiling. The basics are the same. Start in a place on the figure that won't interfere with the integrity of the final soldering, and then roll both sides. See you soon.